What's up, Neogenesis family? Today we're outside on the field trying to have a nice speed session combined with agility and probably some releases just to work on building speed up the field. Today, I'm telling you, is a very hot day here in Canada. It must be over 35 degrees. Everything's gonna be hard to do, but we're gonna do it, all right? So we're gonna start with the warm-up. Then after that, I'm gonna take you guys through some drills and we're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna explain before. I'm not gonna wear the mic on me while doing the drills, but I will explain how to perform them right before. All right, guys, let's get it. All right, guys, so for the next set, so I start with the warm-up you just saw, and then I combine it with everything that is related with A skips, B skips, high knees, butt kicks, just to prime my nervous system to the max, all right? After doing that, I'm gonna show you my favorite exercise. We probably, if you follow me, we've been through it a lot. Those are jumps, so we're gonna jump together, and then furthermore, I'm gonna show you when we get there. So to start off with, we're gonna go with A skips. When you do your skips, you try to be bouncy, you try to be relaxed, not too stiff, and you try to land on the ball of your feet as much as you can, all right? So, and detail. It's really important. You try to keep your arms flexed at a 90-degree angle. Sometimes some people might be against it. I still use it, and sometimes it is the difference, all right? So focus on something, work, get better at it, and it's gonna pay off. So now, A skips. So guys, I'm just gonna add one more drill before starting the actual workout. Those are good for ankle mobility, trying to reduce, all of the stress we've been putting on them because I'm really sore. Everything is stiff at the ankle level. So I'm just gonna show you a couple of drills that you could put into your regimen to make your ankle ready for the effort. Let's go. So guys, here, we're gonna go with minimal amount of equipment. We only have cones, my cleats, a football, that's it. I don't even think we're gonna use the football today. So with the cones, the drills we're gonna be executing are very small, very simple, I meant. So it's gonna be falling sprints. We're gonna go for 20 yards. So the goal here is really to delay your fall as much as you can. And then your sprint is gonna follow up at the point where you're at the lowest. All right, so you let yourself fall forward, and when you feel like you can't hold yourself back anymore, Michael Jackson style, you're just gonna accelerate, attack as much as you can, you're gonna hit the ground, and you're not gonna look up before the cone. So basically, your gaze should be on the floor, a little forward, and it's gonna drive you up, all right? So let's get it. Now that we did falling sprints, a little recap on the technique you want to have through every reps you do. Try to be relaxed, try to let yourself fall, try to copy the angle you would have to take if you get off of the blocks, all right? And remember, like if you're a young athlete or an old one like me, a good thing is really to grind when no one else is doing it, at least in your pond, and then you're gonna get to a bigger one with people just like-minded like you. But today is crazy because there's no one on this field, and I find it very beautiful when there's people on it, but I also find it very beautiful when there's no one, you know? But it just reminds me of like what you need to have between the ears if you want to practice and get better. And I wish all of y'all guys the best of the chance in your career, wherever and whatever you're doing right now. Like if you're listening to my video to try to get to your goal and get better, I really appreciate that. And I wish you guys the best. Don't forget to grind when no one else is doing it, but be careful and always keep in mind to not burn yourself too much. Even though this workout today, I'm gonna call it the burnout one because we're tired, it's hot outside, but we're still out there, you know, trying to get after it. So now we're gonna go for flying sprints. Flying sprints is when you set basically a zone, an area in which you're gonna accelerate. So you throw yourself, you start your run, and then when you hit the cone, it's the burst at 100%, trying to reach your max velocity, top speed, all right? So between those cones, you shouldn't think about anything else than running your hardest and your best. Before the cone, you use it just like a plane would to, you know, start your drill. And then when you get to the cone, that's when the game basically starts. So let's get after it. I use the term max velocity. For those who don't know what that is the max speed you're gonna reach in a sprint, all right? Obviously, when I used it, it could also be misleading because we're not gonna attain max velocity inside of that distance. You need to go further to attain your top speed. But since I have a pretty good, you know, top speed and speed endurance, I'm trying to improve my acceleration here. So that's what we're working on right now. Now, even though I'm tired, we're still gonna go into my favorite part of this training, which are the jumps, all right? For the jumps today, we're gonna start with pogos. Pogos are gonna be timed, so it's not really about the number of reps we're trying to do, it's more about the time. So for 15 seconds, we perform the pogo jumps. The main tips you want to be focusing on, you don't use your arms. Obviously, your arms are gonna be on each side of your body, your hands on your hips. And then you try to not bend at the knee too much, all right? You really try to use the ground as your ally. You are gonna land on the ball of your feet like this, boom, and you try to be as reactive off the floor as much as you can, all right? This is a drill to help you improve your sprinting or your jumping. This is not about the height you're trying to gain, it's about how quick you can get off the floor when you touch it. So I'm gonna demonstrate that. I'm gonna do 3 sets. And obviously I'm gonna try to make it as good as I can, all right? So let's get it. For the next set of jumps, what we're gonna attack is broad jump, but consecutively. So we're gonna go for 5 jumps and you try to beat yourself. So what I use normally is a cone or whatever you have, could be a shoe, could be anything, you just put where you land, and then through the 3 rounds, you try to beat yourself, all right? So let's go for 5 jumps. We're gonna go as far as we can, give our best, and obviously push our limits and get better. So if ever broad jump is not your best or your strong suit, I encourage you to look at the technique I have. My broad jump is decent, but everything I do is related to my technique. I've been practicing and then remembering every sensations possible to be able to do those broad jumps. That's why now that I am older, I'm still able to perform them, because I basically just go through the same motions. I don't try to reinvent the wheel. I just use my arms, my hips a lot, and I push the floor as hard as possible. So when I'll do it, I hope you guys are learning something from it. And also, if you do consecutive broad jumps, the goal is then to be able to transfer, all right? So you gotta be able to land properly and then retransfer the force forward. And you try to not lose balance in the course of it, all right? So let's do it together. We have 3 rounds, 5 consecutive jumps. Let's get it. Jumps were not the best, but we performed better than the first one. I decided to change this training a little bit, to tweak it, all right, to my liking. Finally, we have more time in our hands, so what we're gonna try to do is the whole alphabet through the cones. So prior to starting the drill, I'm gonna look, determine how I'm gonna write the certain letter. By example, if it's a Z, then maybe I'll stop at the top left, go at the top right, come back, down left, and finish bottom right. So by example, it should be like that for every other letters. We don't know if we're gonna do the complete alphabet, but that could be a nice challenge to try. And then I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it. But I'm pretty excited because sometimes I find it repetitive. Like certain drills, they really work well, but sometimes you gotta be creative. And since we didn't bring a lot of material, if we want to be diverse, sometimes it's just a matter of thinking a little further. You know, if we say T drill, so why isn't there like a E drill or F drill, or a G drill? So yeah, let's go. We're gonna try to do that, the alphabet through the cones. And after that, I'm gonna end up with a finisher of abs, but we'll see if I'm still alive after this. So let's get it. So hey, Neogenesis family, the end of this workout. If you did it, I'm pretty sure you would like it, all right? So just let me know in the comment if you tried, how you felt. I also wish that if you guys have hard days, if it's harder for you to move out of the house, get the training done, wherever you go to train, you know, you might not even training the way I train because you do something else. You go to the gym, you swim, you run, like whatever and whatever you're doing right now, do it at the best of your capabilities, and it's gonna pay off at some point, okay? Maybe not in the way you're waiting it, but it's never, you know, an empty message you're sending to the sky when you work hard. You're definitely attracting something good towards your way. So Neogenesis family, I hope you enjoy. Let me know in the comment which drill you prefer the most, and at some point I'm gonna get numbers, so if you really want to try to beat me, and I know someday you will, just let me know, right? So take care guys, see you soon in the next video.